Didn't feel how long ago that he was pulling out those kills for heretics, but he's moved on over, keeping that pressure up on A and actually gets the double kill. It's full map control at this point, and G2 are doing this cleanly. It's almost like watching Harlem Globetrotters this early on in a tournament, really. And the Menace Fantôme are going to be struggling with this as Nuki gets a third and gets taken down.
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be a flawless, but Stew didn't have the same feeling as us. But the round is pretty much for G2 right now. And yeah, mixwell finishes it. The terrorist spawn, attacker spawn, but the attack is imminent on his side A.
Kellogg's going to dash in, and it's mostly cleaning up, dashing out just to not give himself up. One of the things I really liked about watching Kellogg's, they're just looking for that kill before they even go for this entry. Lots of utility there to try and stall it. And Kellogg's wants to try and lead the line, sneak his way in. The spraying and praying is there. Nuki is going down in a second. Kellogg's has slipped his way into the back line. They have worked out roughly where he is, and Natson still loses the duel regardless. This is the kind of player that you definitely want to keep an eye on, and now you start to see why G2 might have wanted him on that roster. Overall in the ignition phase, it's still a team that you have to respect. And Kellogg's, well, somebody's just walked past him and they've completely missed him. There he catches him, but gets traded out anyway.
It's Stew that gets the kill. Boba that's already planting the spike, and he doesn't just... Ooh! Hold on a minute. Oh, that is so unlucky, so unlucky.
Yeah, that operator was only going to have a short shelf life for LMF. Started being able to sneak through. Coldamenter's got a better angle. Might be able to see just the outside. Doesn't even need to. It's a nice flick and a 1v1, and Coldamenter clutching out.
Yeah,
Kellogg's, he's going round the... He's going walkabout.
Pretty easily. Ooh. Oh, that Hunter's Fury can be so hurtful, but it's not going to hit him. Oh, no. That is so unlucky. It's still 4v4. Oh, okay. He's just too smart for this.
Natson wants to be able to get this operator out, but can't even... Only manages to one kill with it so far in the series. Now all up to Artie to try and find a way in. I think he's still trying to work out what site the spike's being planted, but
no,
one or the other seeing if he's not going to get caught out. But also another thing to add with Kellogg's is...
I feel like this game is going to be extremely, extremely fast.
Map after this in the best of 3 is fine, so we're more likely to see some more of Mixwell.
Jesus.
And
this is beautiful.
They're working this nicely. They've gone finding similar success to Kellogg's Nuki. Usually you see him on the Raze, but he did pick out a little bit of Reyna. I remember that Ninjas in Pajamas game where instead of playing the Raze, he played the Reyna and absolutely bamboozled any plans that Nip were trying to deal with. Now Natson has the Bladestorm in hand. He's going to get peeked out from distance and still loses that duel against Nuki. 8-0. Entry when it comes to taking all that space with the Raze. He's doing similar stuff with the Reyna, but just winning flat-out duels.
Yeah.
And Sty, the success in mid has continued, but he's still in a 3 versus 4 overall.
Yeah, like, I don't think the setup from the defenders is bad. They start every round mostly with the same thing, but it's working the first 15 seconds. Then is what you say, right? It's just the duels that they cannot win. And this is not just any random guy that you found in ranked. This is G2. This is new G2.
And it makes sense. LMF need to be a little bit more patient and deliberate with these attacks because they just don't know where G2 are playing from this position. And look how forward facing they are.
Oh god. Oh, if Pityflan would have come earlier, this would have been a whole different deal. Kellogg clean this.
Nuki actually trying to distance himself, gets that information, takes onto one, peeks onto the other. It's a 1 versus 1 up against Artie. And that first round does eventually come in. I think Spigen is still the same in Spanish, and it seems to have made its way across from FaZe Clan to G2 here. But there's a reform about it. The triple kill comes in. The 4K would have been nice. But Natson manages to flick on with the operator before Mixwell claims him. Now Artie last alive again, clutched out the last round. He's at least able to get one of the 4 surviving members left, but there's not much time. He's put under super pressure and Coldamenter with a classic. Mixwell's ready to try and pincer on them too.
Yeah, Mixwell and Coldamenter taking a lot of info on this B long, and Keller just has the whole side. Pressure's gonna keep coming, and Nuke is just waiting. Maybe he wins the
Mixwell trying to take more fights. You can take him off the duelist, but you can't take the duelist out of him. He's still going in for the fights.
So there was a bit of a lack of time, preparation. I think it will be enough. Oh, I think Nuki wants the title. Oh.
They're really clambering to try and get these kills. keloqz not afraid to try and get through Mixwell Snakebite to take the fight, and a triple kill to end it. A clean introduction to the look of this G2. There's no real need to break down or analyze how this team is playing. They just look really good. Could be on the Sage.
I don't think it's too bad. Look at this positioning. keloqz is just moving around B.
Instantly mowed him down. That's it, gets a couple. Now there's a bit of space for the Menace Fantôme to make their way in onto B. They don't really have hookah controllers. That's where Nuki is going to be playing. Mixwell's going to try and meet him to pinch around. And koler will probably have still a good amount of utility to try and punish.
Yeah, at least he has
this.
Sorry.
Just as the one smoke.
Yeah, let's see how he gets with the dog. Nuki gets one of them, gets the Soba, but oh! Okay, this is looking good for Menace Fantôme.
We're seeing a lot of discipline and ideas from G2, just really burning down the clock of overhead shots, but he's going to keep himself alive. Natson tries to peek into it to punish, but not quite going to be there. Ati's the only one that was able to get that kill. The spike with 8 seconds left to plant it isn't looking likely as Avova's going to watch this doorway. And the slow glacial. Now, if they saw him throw that slow up, they might know that he's in the tin can. The Hunter's Fury is actually going to come through from the attacking side, forces Nuki out from that position. He's still able to get a kill, which is surprising, and he's going to try and double it up. Natson is there. He's actually been pretty decent overall on his LMF roster. Still feels weird to say that, but it's also quite nice. keloqz constantly trying to push. He's not afraid at all, but there's 3 players waiting for him this time. The rest of his team have died in the spot. Oh, that's a bit of a wonky one. keloqz could at least get a kill through the panic and the spray. Might have wanted to hold the gunfight to see if he could get more information and let them go by. Trigger discipline could be something to look at, yeah, but it's still a 2 versus 4. G2 have always been pretty decent at these, but that was a while ago. Let's see what they can do now.
In this 2v3 situation, the spike has been planted, but doesn't get blinded by that paranoia. Let's see how he picks.
Sty.
Move and replace every part of a ship. It's still the same ship. Is that what you mean?
That's yeah. And it was mentioned in Disney's the DMC division. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it came up in a conversation, and it's a pretty apt description of this G2 team, I think.
Yeah, it's good. And let's see this 3v3. We've seen a lot of portals, a lot of flashes.
It's not been dropped. The teleport might take their attention away. There's 20 seconds still left to plant the spike. And at this point, it might just be for koler and Nuki to just stall. Make sure that spike doesn't have the room to get planted. They find the information of where the jet is. The Omen needs to make his way through. And Avova has actually changed up his Nuki even has changed up his position quite a lot. The spike is going to go down uncontested. koler wins the duel, and now it's just up to Sty, who's hidden behind this metal box. That's one duel won, and now he needs to find Nuki. Can't quite do it to the alarm bot, but just shuffled there just in time for it to get activated. Aldron follows on 2. The koler Nuki gonna try and ease through. They go through the turret. They just absolutely leave it. It gets disabled. The res comes in, and now Pizziplan in the middle of this Viper's Pit, last alive with a stinger. And another round where you kind of think G2 have no right winning this one. They clutch it out yet again.
Yeah, I think it was...
You know, seeing big orgs like G2 play up against teams that are called like Kiki Poo Poo and all that kind of stuff. But this team, LMF, is finding some nice success into B long. He is there still trying to stall, but the teleport is used. It's going to be an A hit. Mixwell is still over there. Ready to sort of wait against him and koler. It's a scrappy fight, but he wins it. He's down to 12 HP. Going to try and push and pinch it behind, but Killjoy is going to keep watching. Mixwell now knows people are coming in. The Viper's Pit is a nice one. That's going to shut it down. And
he needed to make time, and he definitely did.
Natson, because he's already pretty low health, is now down to just 1 HP. And they just need to find exactly where this Killjoy is. They roam through at the right time, and great play from Mixwell. The tag is going to Not really force cold to interrupt that angle. He's not afraid at all. And mixwell has a nice little off angle to play from. The shock dart is going to connect onto him, and now he's dashing either side for all of this utility that's coming in. Stai's actually going to stick from the shadows. And almost catches off mixwell, but Kellogg's does get that operator kill. Actually gets a second before Pittyflan can trade out the teammate. He doubles up to make it 2. And now mixwell, as the spike is going down, tries to go for a wider peak to catch the weak, well, the player that could potentially be caught out whilst planting, but the teammate was there to protect. And that's an now Nucky has a 1 versus 2 to play, wants to kill the Nan Swarm, does so. One is forced out. That's a really wide peak though. It's dangerous though up against Nucky. Kellogg's with the operator, with the Blade Storm, is going to try and push in all on his lonesome. Mixwell still tries to peek. But Pittyflan is there, ready and waiting, takes him out. Kellogg's is still there, going to be watching this angle. Tries to dash out. That's a nice shot with the Blade Storm. He's fully tagged up. He's still trying to go for more information, and Natson misses with the operator, still under that pressure. Just going to try and go in with the Sheriff now. It's a triple kill for him. You want around the clip and stand around to see who is G2 Kellogg's? Well, there's a good one at least.
He wanted some highlights, and then it looks like, oh my god. It's falling into place.
We've had a whole new meta come and go, it feels, with Astra. Haven't seen her play so far in these games, and actually this has turned out to be an exceptional run for LMF. They were just hunkered down, they wait for this A execute, and they won every little duel that they needed to. Mixwell is going to be the last alive, running the snake bites is going to scare away Pittyflan. See if he can sort of clutch this out. A 1 versus 3, he has a Guardian, he's under a lot of pressure, there's 40 seconds to plant that spike. Be a nice way to remind everybody what he can do, but I think it might still be a bit of an overstep. But smoke gone, his sightline onto Sty is a bit better, but not all that much. Now the toxic screen coming in, the paranoia again going to delay him, that's all LMF really need to do. They know that this player can be scary. Not really giving him the time to go for the duels because he'll just do stuff like that. That's Sty down. Knows where Artie is, but the Vandal's going to win out that fight.
This crossing of Viper walls is going to be everything. Oh, that's so good. He avoids the paranoia. It's just a perfect positioning.
Oh, I don't think he expected to run straight into Natson. I mean, if he got that final kill, that would have been something else, but...
Pretty nice.
There's a Blade Storm 2 coming out of Kellogg's.
Oh, nice.
Mixwell's utility has been pretty decent. The snake bites have been finding it. Kellogg's finds 1 with the Blade Storm, and whilst he can't necessarily get the final kill onto Pittyflan, it allows Mixwell to try and clean up. He gets the 3rd.
8 orbs you need now to get a rest. 8 orbs. And that's just crazy.
When you watch some of these players, though, it doesn't feel like there's much of a time difference. They're able to farm up these ultimates quite quickly. Now, a full 2 versus 5 for LMF from the shadows is going to be used to bring the Omen into the teleporter. It's been watched by Nucky. Easy duel for him to win. And that's it. Unfortunately,